Yesterday was game one of the playoffs where the Dallas Mavericks did lose to the Los Angeles Clippers. And in our post-game vid yesterday, we did talk about the good and the bad and what worked and what didn't work. However, a lot of people stepped up and took accountability. They owned up to their mistakes and they were honest about what went wrong in game one. However, people outside the Dallas Mavericks organization had a lot to say just about what went bad with the Dallas Mavericks after game one. And one person that we're going to talk about specifically is Tim Hardaway Sr. Timmy's dad had a lot to say about the Dallas Mavericks loss to the Los Angeles Clippers, comparing it to a college team and how the University of Connecticut could have done better. So we're going to break down that quote, and there may have been some truths in it, but a lot of it sound like some unnecessary hating. But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get started with today's video, 56.5% of you guys watching are not subscribed. That number is slowly going down day by day. However, if you want to stay up to date with the latest news, the live streams, the giveaways, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on a single thing that we do. But like I said in yesterday's post-game video, the game one was not a great game. It was not our best game. It wasn't even an ugly game. It was a disgusting game where we only scored 8 points in the second quarter. The team couldn't get it going. Luka and Kyrie, they took, 3 quarters to really get things going. Daniel Gafford went the entire game without a rebound, although he did go out in the second quarter with what appeared to be a weird ankle injury, but he did come back and play in the second half. Derrick Lively played very well, had a few blocks, but even he and Daniel Gafford combined just weren't enough for Zubac. Paul George, which Derrick Jones Jr. and PJ did a very good job of holding him to only about 6 points in the first half. Turned it up late in the second half. James Harden looked like prime James Harden, and Russell Westbrook contributed off the bench. But however, our bench couldn't do anything as everybody not named Luka and Kyrie only combined for about 33 points. It was not our best brand of basketball. A lot of people are blaming Jason Kidd. A lot of people are blaming the fact that we rested guys the last 2 games of the season. And me, I'm really on the side of we just were outmatched. The Clippers were better prepared. Ty Lue outcoached Jason Kidd. Their stars were actually able to hit their shots. Their defense was better than ours. It was just an outclass from start to finish on all levels of the game. But I mean, the main reason why I'm not too worried is because we didn't play our best. If we went out there, gave our best brand of basketball to a team that didn't even have Kawhi Leonard, to a team that Norman Powell, who I thought would be like their X factor off the bench killing us, didn't really contribute that much either. If everything went well for us where we were hitting shots, playing good defense, and we still lost, then yes, there'd be a little bit of room for concern. However, I do not see us ever playing that bad again. I don't ever see the Dallas Mavericks ever having 8 points in one quarter. I don't ever see the Clippers shooting 50% from 3 again in this series. Might come close, but I doubt it'll happen again. I've told many people that losing can be your greatest teacher. In the best of 7, you'll lose really bad this game. You got a lot to learn from it, move on. If it's game 5 and we're still talking about what happened in game 1, then we're obviously not focused in this playoff series. And I'm sure the players and the coaches are going to learn from that, but move on and keep going because it's not a best of 1, it's a best of 7. However, after the game, a lot of players had a lot of constructive criticism for themselves and were very honest with how they played and how they need to step up come game 2 and just take the mentality of it's just one game and keep moving. Memory of a goldfish. That's what my high school coach used to always say. Memory of a goldfish. It happened. Forget about it. Move on. Improve. Keep it moving. A lot of people, however, had a lot to say about this Dallas Mavericks team. How could you pick Dallas to win, in this series against the Clippers? Is this really the team you thought was going to be good? A lot of people were mentioning how we had a very easy schedule to close out the season, which gave us a false sense of just superiority in this series. But one person we got to talk about who had a lot to say about the Dallas Mavericks today was none other than Tim Hardaway Sr. Oh, Timmy's dad, who, if you've been following the Dallas Mavericks for as long as I have, Tim Hardaway Sr. just seems to just say a lot. And unfortunately, because that's Timmy's dad, people think that's how Timmy feels. And I've seen it sometimes, how Tim has to answer for the things that his dad has said. But in a clip that I watched, I'm not going to show it to you, but I'll show a little excerpt from it. I listened to what Tim Hardaway Sr. had to say. There's some truth behind it, but it still sounds like there's a little bit of saltiness and just unnecessary hating. But here's the clip, or here's the quote right here. Tim Hardaway Sr. chimes in. He says, the University of Connecticut run better offense than the Dallas Mavericks because they get everybody moving, everybody touching the ball, everybody making plays. Now, on the surface, yes, it sounds like you're just hating, you decrepit, salty old man. However, there is some truth behind it, because in game one, we didn't really see a lot of ball movement, and that's one thing that Tim Hardaway Sr. did mention in the clip, where if you get the ball moving, you get the defense moving, you wear them out, you get a good shot, you get an open look, and you score. Very simple offense, and I get it. And he mentioned how a lot of times our offense was stagnant, where you had Luka or Kyrie, which he did mention by name, who just try to create their own shot, and you got Paul George on defense just sitting there because no one's moving. You got James Harden sitting here getting a rest just on defense, not moving, because our offense isn't moving. And I think that's a fair statement to make, because if we want to wear out their defense, we got to wear them out on offense. We got to get people moving. We have to set up screens, set up backdoor screens. We got to cut to the basket, get guys moving, because if the defense has to chase you around screens, around blocks, around this, around that, you're going to wear out the defense. You're going to create better offense. But if the Clippers find out that they can rest on defense, because they're just going to have one person defend Kyrie at the top, switch off, okay, now guard Luka, guys on the wing, Timmy over here, PJ over there, Dante there, Gafford there, they're just standing still. I don't have to move because they're not moving. So yes, there is some truth in what Tim Hardaway Sr. did say. However, a little bit salty, a little bit of haterade in what he had to say, because comparing us to a college team, disrespectful. We're not that bad. Now, I'll admit, that was not the best brand of basketball this Dallas Mavericks team has ever had. I'd argue that even last year, we looked better than we did last night. But to compare us to a college team, I understand, yes, you may have seen a college team execute better offense. Cool. But don't sit here and say that or allude to the fact that a college team could do better than the Dallas Mavericks. I think that's just blasphemy. I think that's just Tim Hardaway Sr. just talking out of his neck. And if you've been following the Dallas Mavericks, then you know Tim Hardaway Sr. does not have a lot of good things to say about this team or the players or the personnel. A few months ago, he mentioned how he wants his son to go to Miami. Good luck. I'll take all your first-round picks if you really want Tim that bad, Miami. I'll gladly do it. But Tim Hardaway Sr., a man who has a big mouth, who has a lot to say. Not sure how you guys feel about him. Yeah, he played for the organization, but he played for a lot of organization. You could say he was a journeyman, a legend, a Hall of Famer, whatever title you want to put on Tim Hardaway Sr., go right ahead. I'm under the impression that he just likes to talk. He likes to be in the limelight. He likes to be on these shows and just rattle off random things. And again, Tim, his son, has to answer for the things that his dad says. However, I don't think what his dad says really reflects on Tim, because I feel like Tim has a very good relationship with the team and doesn't need his father to speak on his behalf. If Tim wants more touches, he'll speak up. He doesn't need his dad going on a podcast saying, hey, why is my son sitting in the corner not getting shots? Your son blew a wide open layup. Your son is missing wide open threes. If you really want to talk about offense, let's talk about your son. But we're not going to be petty like that. We're not going to be petty like that because we win as a team and we lose as a team. However we may feel about Tim Hardaway Jr., and his lack of offense, his lack of defense, we can go there. But we're better than that. We're not going to stoop down low to Tim Hardaway Sr. and how he may feel about this team. But like I said, there's some truth behind it. If we just look at the box score real quick, guys were missing shots. If we look down at the bottom, we were 10 of 33 from 3. We were 25 of 33 from the free throw line. So those that are saying that the refs kind of blew it, well, down the stretch in the second half, really, the refs were trying to help us out if you really want to talk about it. We were 31 of 80 from the floor, 38%. So yes, there is some truth behind the fact that our offense wasn't flowing. We weren't able to create for other people. And when you watch the game, Luka was trying to get other guys going early. But I'm more on the fact that I think Luka and Kyrie need to get their offense going first. I need Kyrie and Luka attacking the basket, hitting threes in the first half. Because if the defense focuses on Kyrie and Luka, that'll leave PJ open. That'll leave Dante open. That'll leave Tim Hardaway open and others open on offense. But if Luka and Kyrie aren't getting it going, why do we need to expend extra effort guarding them? Even though they were throwing doubles and sometimes triples at Luka, because no one else was getting their shot off. They weren't worried about PJ. They weren't worried about Kyrie in the first half. They weren't worried about Gafford down low, where Zubac was owning Gafford, and I didn't like that. I was worried, like, Gafford, you good? You're a little bit stronger than this. I thought you were the landlord. You was looking like a slumlord yesterday. Let's hope you turn around tomorrow. However, things will be adjusted. This team will not look like that 2 games in a row. I really doubt that. This is a best of 7, not a best of 1, like I said. The Dallas Mavericks are a team that have come a long way this season. We looked very sloppy. We looked rusty. Hopefully, things look better. I believe. Luka said, if you don't believe, you probably shouldn't be here. And I believe that. I stand by that. So a lot of people that are saying that we should be worried, whatever, it's just game 1. Games 2 and 3, then we can be critical. If we continue this trajectory, we can hit that panic button. But until then, we got to stand pat. These guys are locked in and focused. It's the playoffs. You take it one game at a time. You take it as it comes, and you just keep moving. The Toronto Raptors, when they went and won their championship, they lost game 1 against the Magic. I think Kyle Lowry had 0 points that game, and then they won the next 4. They went game 7 against the Philadelphia 76ers, where Kawhi hit that lucky bounce shot, and they won. And they moved on to the third round. In the third round, they saw the Bucks. They started off 0-2, then won 4 straight. And I use that as an example because the playoffs will never go perfect for you. If it does, then congratulations, you're lucky. But if we're going to say we're going to win in 6 or 7 games, that means we're going to lose a few. And even though we looked horrible, and even though they didn't have Kawhi, yeah, should have won that one. And speaking of Kawhi Leonard will participate in Clippers practice, and they'll see how he feels going into tomorrow's game 2 versus the Mavs. Now, apparently, the team knew that Kawhi wasn't going to be playing game 1 a few days prior to yesterday's game. However, if he's just now getting back into practicing with the team, I heard he's not really doing contact practice just yet. He may not be available for tomorrow's game, so I would say yes, we definitely need to secure a win. We need to split this road trip in the first 2 games. Let's try to steal a game if they don't have Kawhi. But even if they do have Kawhi, come out with the right intensity, come out aggressive, try to get a win. Otherwise, we got to win 4 straight, or hopefully we can win within the next 7 games. However it goes, I still have faith in the Dallas Mavericks team. I believe in Kyrie, I believe in Luka, and I believe in Jason Kidd. I believe in everybody. Because why not? Why wouldn't you want to believe in your favorite team come playoff time? You got to show support. You got to show love through thick and thin, through the good times and the bad times. Because you just got to, right? But that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for making this far into the video. Make sure you check out our Twitter and Discord. Links in the description below. Consider becoming a channel member. We are doing a giveaway this month of a free jersey. All you have to do is become a channel member of any tier, and you'll be entered into our giveaway. But until next time, y'all take care. Peace.